How's everyone doing today? Well, I'll do a review here on Crete carriers. I took some notes because half the time I get on here and then I forget what it was I was going to say. I wanted to be pretty accurate about it. Um, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and that like button. Anywhere I've ever worked, I do a review on them. Also, different trucker stories, different things that happen on the road when we're out there. As you know, sometimes they can get a little crazy. Not so much today as it used to be, but I tell some old school stories too from back in the day when the lot lizards were bad. But anyway, we're going to jump right into this review here on Crete carriers. I'm going to go over the cons first, the bad part. Number one would be equipment. It's not uncommon there to go through 3 or 4 trucks before you get a good one. If you're currently working there or you're thinking of going there, be prepared for that. You may lose a little bit of money, trucks breaking down. You may have to change trucks on the road. They will get you a rental. They will get you to another truck. You may go through 3 or 4 of them before you get one that's decent, that doesn't break down that much. Take care of it when you get it. I'm telling you, drivers, take care of it. If you get one that runs good, take care of it. You don't want to deal with the shops there, which I'll get to in a little bit. Probably my biggest complaint with them, or one of my biggest complaints with them, is there's no APUs. I know you're probably thinking, well, a lot of companies don't have APUs. Sure. But I've worked for some that do, and them things are worth their weight in gold. You sleep so much better. You feel so much better throughout the day. A lot more comfortable. They do have an opti-idle system. I'm going to tell you now, it will not keep you cool in the summer. I will not run nights at all during the summer. I tried everything. You gotta do all kinds of crap to try to stay cool. During the summer, I was driving during the day. I would not run late into the evening, which would put me at any point where I had to sleep during daylight. I woke up in there way too many times pouring sweat. I'm talking bed just drenched, even with the opti-idle system on. Now, on the newer trucks, you take it and turn it to 3/4. You can kind of finagle it, make it work out in your favor a little bit, but it's hard to get comfortable in them. Crete's got that thing figured out to where it saves them money, which is fine. I mean, they pay pretty decent. I'll get into that in a little bit. But it is not comfortable at all. I would not be surprised if, they probably don't advertise it, but I wouldn't be surprised if someone dies in one of them trucks during the day. It's very possible. All right. Some of the shops are bad. Now, if you currently work there or you plan on going there and you don't know this would be a good piece of information for you to save you some time and money. If you're going to get your truck worked on, you get it worked on in Kansas City. You can get it worked on in Lenoir, Kansas City, Missouri, Lenoir, Tennessee, or Kingston, Pennsylvania. Preferably Lenoir, Tennessee. Your next spot, if you can't get to it, would be Kansas City, Missouri. And then the last good one is Kingston, Pennsylvania. New Kingston, Pennsylvania. All the other shops there, just pretend they don't exist. Lincoln, hit or miss, depends on which mechanic you get. Salt Lake City, every time I put a truck in the shop there, they almost always tell you it's going to be a week. And it's piss poor. That shop is piss poor, bad. Bad. Cheyenne doesn't have a shop. It'd be a good spot for one, but they don't have one there. Wilmer, which is Dallas, they got a shop there. I wouldn't even put my car in there. Let's just put it to you like that. But just remember that if you're going to get your truck worked on, try like hell to make it to one of those good shops. Pretend the other ones don't exist. Don't use them for nothing. And you'll be a lot happier there, I promise. Another bad thing, getting stuck on the Walmart fleet. Wow. Crete has several Walmarts around the country. There's 2 of them that are real common for sucking OTR drivers when they get in the area. One of them's up in Minnesota, and the other one is North Platte, Nebraska. If you get stuck on the fleet, they're going to tell you, oh, just be a week or 2. They'll keep you in that sucker as long as they can. Most of the time it's a month. Most of the time it's 4 weeks. You can just figure on a month. I didn't like the Walmart. I like the freight on the Walmart. It's easy. A couple things I didn't like about Walmart fleets and why I try to avoid them at any company I go to that has a Walmart fleet. One, and really the only one is the money. It sucks. $800 a week is about what you do. $800 a week. If you're on a Walmart fleet, that's about what you're going to make. You might hit a good lick and maybe make $1,000. That's if you bust your ass and you really just get lucky. Most of the time, though, $800 a week. Now, I don't know about you, but I ain't working out on the road away from my family for $800 a week. I can come home. I can work odd and end jobs and make $800 a week. You can literally mow lawns and make $800 a week. So no, it ain't worth it. Dispatch will lie to you. Most companies, dispatch will lie to you because they're trying to get freight covered, but Crete, one of their core values, if you're there or going to go there, you'll see on the wall in every terminal. They tell you it's honesty. It might have used to been, but it ain't no more. They will lie like crazy to you. I mean, absolutely lie like crazy to you. I got so many stories flooding into my mind of how many different times they lied to me. It's not even funny. It will cost you money. You got to learn to read through it. You got to learn to work the system if you're going to make it there, because they will lie to you, especially if you got a bad dispatcher. They will lie to you. My final bad point to Crete would be their safety department. Crete has some pretty good people in safety, but there's one person in safety, and I'm not going to mention his name, but he's one of the heads. He's not the head person, but he's one of the heads. I believe he's right under the head person. I'm not going to mention his name, like I said, but if you're at Crete and you've ever had an issue, you'll know who I'm talking about. He's not for the drivers at all. As a matter of fact, dealing with him, you will believe, and I truly believe, he hates drivers. He does not like drivers. And if he can screw you up, he'll screw you up in a quick minute. He believes he's above drivers. He treats drivers like he's above drivers. There is no give in him at all about nothing. He will jack your points up, put you on the verge of getting fired like that. He gets a kick out of it. You can tell when you deal with him that he does. And it can be any little thing. And if it's on a bad day on Monday, I'm sorry for you. But just remember, try to avoid him. The way you avoid him is stay out of trouble. Try to avoid anything involving safety. And if you do, expect the worst. He can be the best driver in the world with tons of experience, and something happen and make a mistake. And I'm telling you, he's going to eat you up. It doesn't matter. There's no giving him. All right, now we get on to the good parts. Insurance. Well, Their insurance has gotten a little worse over the years, but I still think their insurance is good. It's still not as expensive as it is some other places. Anytime the fleet gets a raise, they take away from insurance. That's where it comes from. Don't come from anywhere else. You'll notice it. You've been there a long time, you know exactly what I'm talking about. You'll get a raise. Next time insurance renewals come around, you'll see it change every single time. Terminals. I love Crete's terminals. They got a few bad ones, but the things I love about them is their position. Crete has terminals and they are strategically located in perfect places for a driver. Dallas, Lincoln, Nebraska, Kansas City, Missouri, Lenoir, Tennessee, West Memphis, Phoenix, Arizona, Salt Lake City, Utah, Greensboro, North Carolina. And they are in perfect places for Crete's freight. So it made it really good because, as you know, parking's a problem sometimes. Almost always you can find a terminal, you're going to be on one of them routes. Free washers and dryers, and they keep them up. They're nice. If you're a driver there, take care of them things. They're important. They save drivers a lot of money. Washing clothes in the truck stop can get very expensive. Let me see what else. Oh, the money. I made pretty decent money at Crete. I had some bad weeks. Don't get me wrong. I had some bad weeks out there. I had some weeks where, like if I was on a Walmart fleet or something else that were pretty poor. But for the most part, I made pretty decent money at Crete. I probably averaged $1,500 a week, right around in there. When I was a trainer there, I was probably a couple $100 more a week. Every once in a while, I hit $2,000. It ain't bad. It ain't bad money there at all. Especially for a company driver. I mean, that's pretty good money. Okay, many different fleets. If you do run into a problem in Crete, one of the good things about them is you can deal with it without quitting. Change fleets. You get a bad asset manager. They call dispatchers asset managers. If you get a bad one, change fleets. You got Mid-South Regional, Southeast Regional, West Coast Regional. You got Kimberly-Clark, Kellogg. There's probably a few more. Those are that I know of. Normally, they don't even tell you what fleets they have until you threaten to quit. And that's one of the ways they try to keep you. I thought, hey, we'll put you on this fleet. You don't even know it exists, unless you run into a driver that happens to be on it. Kimberly-Clark and Kellogg, from what I understand, are the two top paying fleets. You're going to roll on your tens, you're going to work your butt off, but you will make money on those two fleets. A lot of dropping hooks. Yeah, Crete had a lot of dropping hooks. I think they advertise 80%. It's probably a little more than that. Certain parts of the country. Now, if I got up in the Northeast, I did a lot more bumping docks up there. And that's one of the reasons a lot of drivers don't like going up there. In my opinion, well, it's not opinion, it's fact. You go to the Northeast, you're going to lose money. I lose money every time I go up there, no matter who I'm working for. There's a lot more traffic, parking situations, a lot more tighter, a lot more live loads and live unloads. And just in the traffic alone, it's going to slow you down. You're not going to get as many miles in a day up there most of the time. Normally, if I'm in the Northeast all week, it's at least a 10% cut in pay for me to be up there. Food's more expensive. Cigarettes are more expensive. Everything's more expensive. It sucks. It's a lot more stressful driving. A lot easier to have an accident. And as you know, you put that many miles in on the highway, it's inevitable. It's going to happen eventually. But that's my problem with it up there. And with Crete, it's like most companies. You get up there, it's hard to get out, man. You'll get up there and bounce around. Ohio to Maryland. Maryland to New Jersey. New Jersey to Ohio. Ohio to Pennsylvania, Pennsylvania to New Jersey, New Jersey to Pennsylvania. You'll do that for weeks. I have spent my entire 3 or 4 weeks out over there. I've done it many times. And it's a loss of revenue to the truck. I know some drivers will hop on here and say, "Oh, I make just as much money up there as I do anywhere else." They're lying to you and they're fooling themselves. And if they truly believe that, they're not real bright. You're not going to cover as much ground in Maryland or Pennsylvania or New Jersey as you do in Missouri or Oklahoma. A lot more traffic, a lot more road construction, a lot more problems. Slow you down. It's impossible. On e-logs, you are not going to cover that much ground. You're always going to cover at least 10% less, if not more, a day. And burn your clock up. So you're burning your clock up and you're covering less ground and you're more stressed. I hate going up there. I try to focus on carriers that don't go up there for that reason. It's a loss of money. I don't like it. Now carriers going to start paying more money to go up there, even if they just paid you more for anything past Ohio. Well, you're going to make up the difference, and what I'm going to lose, and it might be different. But for right now, nobody does that. So anyway, that's my review of Crete. Crete overall is a pretty good company. I rank them in the top 5. I've been on the road a long time. I've worked for quite a few different companies. I rank them in the top 5 of the companies I've worked for. They are a mega carrier. Your dispatcher, asset manager will get to know you. They will know who you are. Especially, once you've been there for a while, they'll remember you. I had Michelle. Michelle's a really good dispatcher if you can get her. She will lie to you, but not very often. She's a pretty good dispatcher. One of the key things I want to tell you, though, is play politics. If you got a dispatcher you don't like, don't cuss them out. Don't talk bad to them. And here's why. And I've seen this happen to other drivers. And that's why I took note of it when I saw it happen to other drivers. If you get into it with your dispatcher and y'all don't get along, they all sit together. They're all friends. Lincoln's not that big a town. Okay? So what's going to happen is you may get a new dispatcher. They're not going to change you, but that dispatcher, may trade you off eventually. But now you got one that knows the problems you had with the other dispatcher. The other dispatcher's not going to claim it's their fault. They're going to put it on you. So now the new dispatcher thinks they got a bad driver. They're not going to pay attention to you either. I saw a driver who went through several dispatchers, and one of them I knew was pretty good. And they didn't help him at all. They didn't do him no favors. But a big part to success at Crete is who you get for a dispatcher. That's a big part of your success at Crete. Crete has not realized that. They could retain drivers. They could probably increase their point of retention quite a bit if they just worked on that one area right there. And they've done pretty good about spreading their freight out. They got some West Coast freight, some Midwest freight, some Northeast freight. So you don't end up, you might get a break and get out west every now and then, which is good. And that helps them retain drivers as well. Adding the regional fleets helps them retain drivers. But they can increase the amount of drivers they are retaining if they would do that. Another thing I always wished Crete would do, they never did, I wish they would, was put in exercise facility for the drivers. I was in their terminals a lot. I preferred staying the night at their terminals when I was around them, if I could. They became like a second home to me, and I really enjoyed it. And I oftentimes would walk around the lot and do push-ups and stuff like that outside there. I really wish, though, that they would have had exercise facilities for us. As you know, on the road, it's really easy to get out of shape. But if you're thinking of going to Crete, there you go. All in all, they're not really that bad. Honestly, out of the companies I work for, there's only one company I rank above them. But Crete could very easily become the number one company in my mind if they made a few changes. And I really don't know why they don't. Because if you increase driver revenue, you increase company revenue, because obviously the drivers hauling more freight. And they can do that with just a few little different minor changes, But anyway, they're pretty good people. The owner there will talk to you. You can email anybody in Crete if you know their name. First name, last name at cretecarriers.com. You can email anybody. And if you ever got a problem there, jump on your phone and email somebody about it. First, sleep on it and make sure you're not wrong. Because there's a lot of times drivers, we feel like we're entitled to things sometimes, and it's our fault. First, make sure it's not your fault. Make sure it's legitimate. Email them. And I guarantee you, the owner there, Tom, if you email him and it's legitimate, and he checks into it and it's legitimate, he will work with you and he will help you out. If it's not though, he's probably just going to give you a lip service, I call it. Thanks for reaching out kind of email. You know what I'm saying? He ain't going to do nothing for you. Don't lie to them. Try to be honest with them. And work hard. You will make good money there. You will spend a lot of time on the road, but you will make pretty good money there. All right. You have a good one. And as always, man, it's great getting on here doing some reviews. My next review is going to be on Tyson Foods. I worked there for a while. They are actually the company I rank above. Crete is a little bit better company. Now, I would never go to work there again, and I'll tell you why, and it's my own choice. But money-wise, insurance-wise, dispatch-wise, I give them a higher ranking than Crete. I made a little bit more money there than I did at Crete. But anyway, don't forget to like and subscribe. That helps other drivers find it when they're looking up these reviews. It helps them come across it. So if you can, smash that like button, smash that subscribe button. You can shoot me an email. If you got a personal question, you can look me up on Facebook, whatever. If you got a personal question you want to ask and get more in detail about one of these different companies I review, and I'll have no problem doing that and answering your questions. And keep on trucking, man. Keep it between the ditches and keep on trucking. Y'all have a good night.